I have been one heck of a busy bee since the last Minecraft episode. You might notice there's no longer any chests in my mansion, for example. And then, when we pop out front, you might also notice the terrain looks a lot different to how it did before the last episode. Now, that's because there's actually been a live stream on this world since the last episode, basically chopping away the terrain here, trying to make it look natural, and basically just trying to make it so we could see more of the mansion. The biggest thing I have done since the last episode off camera, though, is finally organizing all of my storage. You might notice I've doubled up on the amount of layers of chests I have in my episode 1 base, but as you can see, my chests are just full to the brim. They are ready to burst with the amount of items they have in them. Literally, everything that was in the mansion chests is now in my episode 1 base. So hello, my friends, welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play. Today, we are going to be finally working on the inside of the mansion. And I won't lie to you, today is more so going to be sort of a planning episode for what is to come inside of this mansion. Chief among which is making a big old staircase, or more to the point, 2 staircases that go all the way from the bottom floor all the way to the top floor. So, what I'm gonna need to kick things off is a whole bunch of wood and a whole bunch of stairs. And, well, as you can see, there's a good amount of wood going on in here. Now, while we make our way back to the mansion, I do just want to say a massive thank you for all of your lovely support throughout this series, and especially your patience as of late. I know there's been a little bit of a delay since the last episode, but believe me when I say I have not been idle in this world, my friends. I'm pretty sure we've already established that this mansion is 7 rooms wide, each room being defined as basically, you know, aligning with one of these here windows. In terms of length, though, I don't think we ever found out. So, let's use these diamond formations as a way to count the amount of rooms we have. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another one, 9, in the far back corner. Now, that's a fantastic number to work with because it's odd, and as a result, we have ourselves an exact center. So as you can see, I've already begun work on a nice basic staircase going to the various levels. We need our staircases to meet up to, like, way up there. Only I'm gonna make this a nice symmetrical kind of dealio as well by having another staircase on the opposite side, so we've got a little bit of symmetry going for us. It's probably worth mentioning there is a little bit of a something that I have to do in order to achieve getting these 2 staircases put up and being all nice and symmetrical, and that, my friends, is extending the mansion just a little bit. Only as you can see, we are now outside, and that is no good, my friends. No good at all. I'm also not a big fan of the fact that we have ourselves, wait, what the heck? That guy took a crazy amount of hits. Oh, we got another boss zombie here. Come on, buddy. Die, die, die. Why are you not dead yet? Oh my goodness me. What is this, man? But anyways, going back to the extension of the mansion, thankfully, we have ourselves plenty of the mansion-related resources in order to actually, you know, extend the mansion out a little bit. And we'd only need to extend the mansion out by only 1 mansion room. So, yeah, cobblestone, cobble walls, cobble stairs, a little bit of glass, a little bit of dark oak. I mean, yeah, we should be able to quite easily extend this mansion. One of the other things we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to move some of these hallway carpet rooms. For example, this one is no good here, really, is it? What we need is for the hallway carpet room to be here instead. And to be honest, that's a good thing because, again, we would have ourselves a nice amount of symmetry going on. Only I'm pretty sure the hallway carpet rooms go all the way to the very far reaches of this side. Yeah, they do. So, yeah, there's a lot of jiggery-pokery to be done, a lot of organization to be done, But believe me when I say this, it's going to be worth it, folks. Ah, very good. So the two staircases meet up to this nice 3x3 center here. And then all we need to do is have this eventual room just connect up with the existing rooms. The only thing I'm not too keen on is the fact that we don't really have... I mean, we kind of have easy access to the second layer of rooms. Kind of. But, you know, we don't really have like a proper sort of stopping off point to get to the second layer. We just have to sort of veer off to the edge of the stairs. Maybe what we could do here, very, very simply, is, I don't know, maybe we could have ourselves like a little bit of a railing kind of dealio, so we don't wind up just falling down the stairs like a big old goofball. It's nothing stopping us from sort of making this into our own mansion style, I don't know, hallway carpet room of epicness, right? It's not like I didn't pick up a whole ton of flower pots from the mansion, right? And a whole bunch of fences, and a whole bunch of wood. Basically, we're pretty set on resources for once. Alright, I think we've got ourselves something that looks pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and add in some carpet as to sort of, you know, make this room almost seem like it's part of the mansion and always has been. Yeah. And then when it comes to these corner supports, I made them go down to the room down beneath. And do you know what? It works. Maybe we could fashion this room into something? So without further ado, it is smashy time. We're going to get on with extending the mansion out. Wait, is that even going to be possible? I don't know if I can get away with... Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Huh. Right. We're going to have to think of a way to get around this. I think I've got a little bit of a solution in mind. Maybe we just sort of, I don't know, stop the stairs going up for just a couple of blocks. And then we meet up at a slightly lower point in this room up at the top here. And yeah, as you can see, there's still a couple of blocks space to where we can essentially finish off the staircase. Because we now have a new staircase, we can get rid of this one, make the top room into a room, and then we can also have ourselves a room down the bottom as well. All we need to do is put in a floor, and that is it. So let's get a roof on this bad boy, thus finishing the extension, and we'll work on the stairs, we'll work on getting the hallways up to scratch, and then after that, I'm thinking we get on with trying to figure out how all the paths and all the rooms are going to connect together. It's all a little bit sort of up in the air, higgledy-piggledy at the moment, isn't it? So, yeah, definitely some work to be done. And once all that organisation is taken care of, we can actually begin on, you know, building some of the rooms. Oh, I'm so excited to actually start populating this mansion with various bits and bobs. We've only really done the hostile mob drop trap farm so far, haven't we? So, yeah, it's definitely been a long time coming, hasn't it? So then, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. A brand new mansion room in the exact same style as all the rest of it. Absolutely fantastic. All right, we're just going to get ourselves in here now and get the wood placed back down. And there we are. So then, next thing to do is to get the hallway sorted out. And ladies and gentlemen, here we are, just finalizing the splitting of the old staircase room. And that's it. It's become its own room. Dude. Oh, this feels good. I've got all the carpets laid out in such a way that they all lead exactly into the various rooms we've got going on. One by one in there. A 2x1, then a 1x1 in there, and then a 2x1 in here at the back. Alright, so that means the third and final floor is actually ready to be populated with stuff. The next thing I need to do is to quickly figure out the stair situation with this room right here. That shouldn't be too difficult, though. Just have these stairs here, go down by a couple of blocks, and then simply have the 2 staircases at the side meet up at the newly lowered layer. So here we are, my friends. The staircase room has been finally taken care of. Do we want to have, like, a way of getting up to here so we can, like, look out upon our world? Maybe we can have ourselves a little bit of an area that comes off here, right? And then we have like a little sort of bridge that goes over here, and then, yeah, we can indeed still look out. Oh my word, look at the amount of creeper brothers out there. Oh, they are trying their luck, are they? Well, that ain't gonna happen, because I'm in here. And they're out there. But anyways, yeah, this actually seems to work. We can still get up and down the stairs. We go up here, round a corner, and bada bing, bada boom. Hello, buddy. We are at the little peep-out point. Alrighty, my friends. I'm actually very, very close to having the staircase top center room entirely done. There's just a couple of other little tidbits I want to add to it before I call it finished. So let's get ourselves up here. We'll see the progress we've made so far. As you can see, we've got ourselves the nice little viewing platform going on. And rather similar to the other staircase we made earlier, we're going to put some flower pots on top of the posts here. And this time, we're going to go for some flowering azalea bushes. There we are. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then down here, look at this. We've got some more flower pots. And then, how about this for an idea? We've got ourselves a small little void back here. What if I was to put down a little bit of a water source here, like this? I think that would actually be so, so cool. Do the same just over the other side here. And who knows, maybe we could populate this water with something? Although saying that, it's not exactly a big pond either side, is it? Maybe it doesn't need to be populated. Maybe we just leave it as is. Just a little bit of a water source. If we need water, then there we go. Although, let's be honest, I'm probably just going to wind up forgetting that those water sources are a thing. I mean, you can't exactly see them very well behind here, can you? Although, I don't know. When you come down from here, you kind of can see them. Huh, okay. Well, anyways, the fact of the matter is this. We have this top center stair room pretty much there. And in terms of the underneath, I've also done some work down here. This is directly underneath the top center staircase room. And as you can see, it's just a bunch of supports with a whole bunch of stairs. And yeah, there's going to be some more jiggery-pokery to be had in terms of figuring out the hallways for the second layer. We've got the third layer done, and some of the first layer, but like none of the second layer. There's still a good amount to be done. So, talking of the first layer, what say we make some progress down here? We've got a lot of carpets to rip up and put back down. I think the first thing I'm going to do, though, is bring up that old picture that I saved from underneath the mansion, and then we'll start planning these hallways. Certainly the first layer, at any rate. So here we go, folks, an updated under the mansion shot of the ground floor. The first thing to mention is that there's going to be a pathway going all the way across the center, rather like this. The red is going to mark where the pathways are going to go, and as you can see, this is the only completed, well, semi-completed. I think this is definitely going to be a work in progress, this here mob farm room. But the fact of the matter is, we do have ourselves a path that goes through this room. You turn to corner here, and then we go across to here, where it meets up with the first of the staircases going up to the very tippity top floor. So, in order to have ourselves a little bit of symmetry, we're going to have ourselves a pathway that goes all the way across like this. When it comes to the back of this mansion, I'm thinking maybe we try to do something a little bit more interesting. So maybe we go across like this, then maybe up, and then maybe across to, I don't know, maybe about here. We're going to wind up getting rid of this staircase here, which is the original staircase going from the first floor to the second floor. And we're going to have this meet up with this pathway like that. And then we've got ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 rooms around the corner in a nice L formation. So to go nice symmetrical with this, we just need to go up and beyond and simply connect these bad boys up. There is one very, very slight concern, and that is this rare 1x1 naturally occurring dark oak tree. It's kind of in the wrong location. What I'd really like is for this, or more to the point, 2 of them, to be dotted alongside the center hallway path. I mean, it's not exactly difficult to custom create a 1x1 dark oak tree, right? We're just gonna have to, I don't know, pretend that the ones that will eventually be in here will be the ones that were always here. Right? But anyways, in terms of the rooms we have to work with, we've got one right here, one right here, one right here. We're going to have ourselves another one here, another one here, and another one here. We've got ourselves, what, like a little 1x1 there, and then possibly another 1x1 there. We could potentially have this be like a 2x1, right? Got ourselves one here, here, in the corner here, 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 all the way up here, all the way up here, and all the way up here. And then that just leaves a room here, 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 and here. I know, that's a lot of heres, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. That's how we're going to be planning our ground floor hallways and the rooms that we have to populate. All we need to do is translate this into Minecraft. Now, already I'm wanting to make an amendment here. I think on the graphic, I didn't have this room be sort of surrounded by pathway. I think we could get rid of this carpet, obviously block these little bits off, and then potentially use the corner area here as a massive storage area for everything that comes from the mob farm. We could have literally banks of chests for things like bones and arrows and rotten flesh and all that kind of stuff. And hey, who knows? Maybe eventually we can have ourselves a bunch of cleric villages so we can sell the rotten flesh and get ourselves a bunch of emeralds. That's the mob farm room taken care of. And we have the first of the staircases here. So real quick, let's just get the pathways amended again. And then this is where things are going to start getting interesting. As per the graphic, this is going to be blocked off entirely because we're going to sort of meander around a corner, rather like this. And as a result, we'll be able to have ourselves a whole bunch of rooms sort of lining the outside in that sort of L shape I was showing you before. Alrighty, here we are. Finally getting rid of the original staircase leading from the ground floor to the middle floor. Very, very good. Right, so the next thing we need to do, as per our graphic, well, actually, the first thing we need to do is block off the OG entrance, which is this one here, because it drove my perfectionist self nuts. It wasn't centered. So, yeah, this is the centered one. I just need to do a little bit of jiggery-pokery to make it look a bit more natural looking. We need to separate off this L-shaped area to all become rooms. I've already got a nice little 1x1 setup over here. I'm thinking we do like a nice L-shaped sort of corner room for this bit here, and then we'll have ourselves another little 1x1 just here. What we're gonna put in the corner L-shaped rooms? Absolutely no idea, but I tell you something, that we're going to have ourselves a heck of a lot of space to work with. Of course, if you folks have any suggestions, do let me know in the comments area below. I'm keeping a nice long list of all of the room suggestions and who suggested them on a nice little notepad document. I'm going to go ahead and put down a whole bunch of hanging signs containing what the room is and who suggested it. So you folks will be immortalized on this one. And you know what? That's what I love about doing these Let's Plays of Minecraft here on YouTube. It's always nice getting suggestions and interacting with you folks. I think, honestly, it's one of the most fun things about being a YouTuber. I really, really do. But yeah, there we are. All the carpets are removed. Now we have the task of trying to figure out what we need to block off. Maybe we could have ourselves a diagonal entrance into this L-shaped corner room. You know what I'm thinking right about now? On that graphic, I'm pretty sure we had like 3 by 3 rooms worth of space we could have in the dead center of the bottom floor. Yeah, a big 3 by 3 room. Why wouldn't we do that? There is going to be potentially a pain point to come in that the Vindicator, who is currently trapped in here, we're going to have to move him because, as you can see, if we're going to have ourselves nicely symmetrical pathways, we're going to have to go through where the Vindicator currently is. Okay, yeah, that's not going to be a big old pain in the butt or anything. And now our enchant setup is in the way. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I've just got to hope I've got enough space in me bundles. Also, I'm going to pick these up with some touch because I can't be bothered to recraft him. Top tier laziness. Yeah, I know. This kind of gives me an idea, though. Maybe we should always have a mobile level 30 enchant setup available to us via our workstations bundle. I mean, when am I ever going to have a grand total of 64 workstations in my bundle here? That's actually a really good idea. I can't believe I didn't come up with it sooner. Anyway, there we are. The central pathway is now completely carpeted over. Alright, my friends, little bit of a progress update. As you can see, the massive centerpiece room on the ground floor has been made. There's so much room in here. It's unbelievable. I mean, let's be honest here. There's only really one usage for a room of this size. Fully automatic storage room, anyone? Complete with item sorters? Well, certainly bulk storage area, you know, stuff that we get in bulk. Grass blocks, dirt, cobble, sand, gravel, all that kind of stuff, you know? Yeah, this seems like the perfect size room for something like that. Do you know what I've been thinking as well? We've been doing all these super large rooms, right? We've got a super large 3 by 3 room for this mob farm. We've got ourselves a super large 3 by 3 centerpiece room for the ground floor. What's stopping us from having another 3 by 3 room in this corner here? Eh? But then the question is, what would we put in a third massive 3 by 3 room? Eh? Again, if you folks have any suggestions, do let me know. I just figured a third 3 by 3 room to make this place all sort of nice and symmetrical again. I thought that was in order, so yeah. Alrighty, my friends, quite some time later, and I think we're just about there with the ground floor. Getting all the rooms created, getting all the carpets made and leading to the correct places. So we've got a little 1 by 1 right here. We've got the staircase right there. If we go around, we'll have ourselves access to the underneath of the stairs. Maybe we could have ourselves a kind of an under the stairs utility area kind of dealio. And then we move on around. We've got ourselves another 1 by 1. And another 1 by 1. Then we've got ourselves an L-shaped 3-room big room. Yeah, I'm very good at describing things. Another 1 by 1. We've got the center pathway here, going to a nice 3 by 3. And then, moving round, we continue on. Oh, wait, what the heck? Buddy? Buddy? I know you're here. I can hear you. Ah, wandering trainer. There we are. Cherry sapling, jungle sapling. Hey, a slime ball. We don't actually have any slime balls in this world yet. That's actually a pretty good trade. I really hope that that guy survives. Anyway, real quick, another 1 by 1, another 1 by 1, under the stairs kind of dealio, moving around to another 1 by 1, and the final 3 by 3, still containing the Vindicator from before. We'll move him in a different episode. For now, I am just about out of time. So, to wrap things up, I want to purchase those slime balls. I honestly can't believe the amount of work I've done to this mansion today, extending it on the top, completely redoing the layout of the ground floor as well. Oh, mate, once we have the second floor figured out, then that is it. We really will be able to start populating this thing. Anyway, here we go. How many trades can I do here? 5? Okay, that's not too bad, I suppose. We'll go ahead and spend the rest on, I'm thinking, saplings. Why not? Saves us from having to go find ourselves a jungle and cherry grove, right? So real quick, I know some of you folks are probably wanting to see this. Let's get an updated under the mansion view of the ground floor. And here we are, folks. Done and dusted. 1 3x3, 2 3x3, 3 3x3s. All the threes. We've got our L-shaped rooms. We've got all of our little 1x1s all over the place. And of course, our staircase rooms. I cannot believe the amount of work we've done today. Surely all of that's got to deserve a like, right? So then, all that's left to say is a massive thank you for watching today's episode. If you have enjoyed today's episode and you haven't already, a like rating is always appreciated. And of course, if you don't want to miss out on my future Minecraft content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. For now though, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.